Hey everyone, Miss Elkins here. We are back to our brain lessons and we are going to learn something new, but before we do something new, we have to review. Let's go over our three main brain parts we've learned about so far. The blue area, the green area, and the pinkish reddish area. Now they're not colored like that in your brain, but they are colored like that on this poster to make them stand out so you can see them. The first area that we went over was our prefrontal cortex. That is our prefrontal cortex right up front behind our forehead, and it helps us to solve problems, do challenging things, and to make good choices and really think things through before we do something. Our PFC, like I said, is located right behind our forehead. The way we remember that, we all point to our PFC, and you're going to repeat after me. PFC, wise leader of me. Okay, very good. The next one is our hippocampus. The hippocampus, that silly named one, is located right in the middle back part of the brain. And it's where all of our memories are kept, what we've already learned, what we already know. And if you notice, those little brain roads are going back and forth because they send messages back and forth between what we already know and what we're trying to know, what we're trying to learn to make our brains grow. And our hippocampus is located deep inside the middle back part of the brain. The way we remember that, we repeat after me. Go ahead. Hippocampus, memory saver. Okay, very good. And our third area that we learned about is the amygdala. The amygdala acts like our security guard in our brain. And it's always on the lookout for danger because it's trying to help keep us safe and keep us alive. So everything that you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, that information gets into the brain and the amygdala says, hey, are you safe or are you dangerous? If it's safe information, the amygdala goes, okay, you can go through to the rest of the brain. But if it's dangerous information, the amygdala just wants you to focus on safety and staying alive. So it's going to put the lights out on the PFC, and the hippocampus is going to put your brain in that lockdown mode, and the air is going to leave the brain. And the only way you can get air back into the brain again and turn it back on is by doing that breathing we learned about last time, really focusing on your breath and doing big belly breaths in and out. So our amygdala is located right in the middle part of the brain. So we put our hand on top of our head just like we're getting down into the middle. Go ahead and repeat after me. Amygdala, security guard. Okay, that was our third area, and that is our review. We are going to learn today about a word called mindful. Mindful is really going to help us to have a clear brain, because when your brain goes into lockdown mode, everything gets shaken up. Well, you can't think very clearly when your brain's all cloudy like this and when we feel all shaken up. That's why we learned how to calm down our brain by breathing. And when we breathe, we can help our brain to focus calmly and peacefully on one thing at a time. And that's what being mindful is all about. If you are paying attention, looking at this video, listening to this video, and just really focused in your brain on just this video, that's called being mindful. The opposite of mindful, so when we have opposites, it's like sort of like up and down, or left and right, or big or small. Mindful's opposite is unmindful. When we are mindful, we're peacefully focused on one thing and thinking about one thing at a time. If we are being unmindful, we are just too busy in our brains and we're thinking about too many things at one time, or we're not paying attention to the most important things at one time. We're going to learn about this through a book that is called Mindful Monkey, Happy Panda, and we're going to find out what makes Panda so happy inside. Mindful Monkey, Happy Panda. One late afternoon, as Monkey was walking home from a long day at school, Monkey came across Panda sitting so calmly and peacefully in a little thicket of bamboo. "Well, you always seem so happy and peaceful," said Monkey. that, said Happy Panda with a little smile on his face. What do you do to be so happy and peaceful? Well, I walk, I work, I read, I eat, I play, and I rest. Well, I walk, work, read, eat, play, and rest too, but I'm not so happy, said Monkey. That seems true, said Happy Panda as he looked at Monkey. So, Monkey, what do you think about when you do those things? Well, said Monkey, when I walk, I also think about doing chores and working. And when I do chores, I also think about reading. And when I read, I also think about eating. And when I eat, I also think about playing. When I play, I also think about resting. And when I rest, I also think about walking. Let's think for a moment. We were just saying that mindful is focused on just one thing at a time peacefully in our brains. Do you guys think that Monkey is being very mindful right now? Or might he be being unmindful, focused on too many things at one time? Said Happy Panda, your monkey mind jumps from one thing to another, always to somewhere other than here, to somewhere other than what you're doing right now. Something other than what you're doing right now. Well, of course it does, said Monkey. Isn't that what everybody's mind does? Well, said Happy Panda, when I walk, I'm just walking. When I work, I'm just working. When I read, I'm just reading. When I eat, I'm just eating. Yum. He loves his bamboo. And when I play, I'm just playing. And when I rest, I'm just resting. So let's think for a moment. Being mindful means thinking peacefully about one thing at a time. Do we think that Happy Panda is being mindful, focused on one thing at a time, or unmindful, focused on too many things at one time? I wonder. True happiness, said Happy Panda gently, comes from bringing all of your attention, that's your focusing in your brain, to whatever you're doing right now. There's no need to think about what happened yesterday. Yesterday is gone, it's over and done. And there's no need to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow is not here yet. But today is all around us. Bringing your mind back to this moment right here over and over and over again is called mindfulness. Oh, I get it, said Monkey. Mindful, like your mind is full of the present, full of right now. That's definitely how I want to be. And at that very moment, Monkey started to practice mindfulness. So how about you? There are many different things you can do to practice being mindful, but the best thing to do is just do one thing and focus on only one thing at a time in your brain, just like Happy Panda. Happy Panda was so happy because he could just focus on one thing at a time and didn't think about other stuff. And that meant his brain was nice and clear and calm. And when your brain is clear and calm and peaceful, you can certainly be happy and be mindful. The two ways we're going to remember the mindful word and the unmindful word, we're just going to put our hands on top of our head just like this, and you're going to repeat after me. Mindful. Your turn. Mindful. And the opposite of mindful, anybody remember what it was? That's unmindful. So the way we're going to remember this one, we're going to pretend we're all over the place like in our brain. And we're going to go unmindful. Say it with me. Unmindful. Very good. So mindful and unmindful. I hope you get some practice with this, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.